I love the smell of nostalgia in the mornings. What is this? Groovy. Oh right, the postman got rid of the key parts of my address already. Thank God, and I haven't even opened this. Wait, this isn't Marvel. 1 second.
Ryan Speak Geek with a brand new logo.
Yeah, that's better. Look at that with the power of editing. My rug background is thing. Yes, this is actually a rug. It's one of those things. It was on like a website where it's like comes from China. It's X amount of money. Sent it to my mum, who's a bigger Star Wars nerd as I am, and it was like, oh, how cool is this? And that Christmas, boom, Star Wars rug, which has now become my background. Because when you have it on the floor and you drop your box of vintage Star Wars weapons over it, bugger me, is it hard to find them on this rug. So this works much more as a background than a rug. Anyway, I got a big box. It says Ryan Speaks Geek. I've got rid of the address bit because, you know, stalkers and if anyone wants to murder me. So, you know, if you were trying to murder me, joke's on you. It's not like I have a very specific surname and it's really easy to find me. Anyway, so what's in the box, might you add? Well, let's go. That's right. Look at this. Look at this. I can't believe it. Death Star Detention block by Paleetoy, but it's not the Paleetoy that you're thinking. No, this is the brainchild of Lee Gregory over at a company he's just called Paleetoy. So that's like his name. See what he did there? Little name pun for you there. So Paleetoys, and so I managed to get one of these. I'm really excited by it. This is inspired by, in the UK, we had Paleetoy did a lot of the original Star Wars license. So we had some very different playsets and vehicles to a lot of the people in America that Kenner did. So we had, like, for example, the Droid Factory was this really cool but weird cardboardy type one. A lot of the other playsets, the Land Speeder was much more basic as a vehicle. Didn't have a pop-up hood. We had a lot of things different, but which is quite cool. We also had a really cool cardboard Death Star, but then we didn't get the Death Star plastic tower one. So you call it quits, America? Call it quits? Handshake? Whatever, fine. Don't come through the screen and shake my hand. I don't see if I care. Anyway, look at this thing. It is awesome. It is pure nostalgia. This is like nostalgia for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like the box. And it's a really good box as well, which is a weird sentence, but only collectors seem to understand that when you say things like that. Because if I just said to a normal person, oh, it's a really nice box, they go like, okay, great. But here we go. This is it. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do a little quick shot thing now where it's like, oh, that's what it looks like. And then we will come back to it. Okay, so I've opened up the box and we have got all the parts of it. So here's a piece. Here's a piece. Some assembly will be required. Stickers! For the playset, not just for like fun. Although you could do, I guess, if you really want to. The beautifully printed card, just like the old school playset things. Very cleverly, I think some of this has been lifted from different Paleetoy playsets and then added onto it, and then, you know, a couple of bits added just for that feature, and the printed on characters as well was really, really nice touch. Really nice touch. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine, like, now I'm on a TikTok screen. No, I'm joking. It looks awesome. I'm really excited to put that bit together. We have got instructions. I do like a good set of instructions. I'm hoping I don't balls up the stickers because I know what I'm like. There are a couple of actual plastic pieces as well. So we got these two bits. And no, it's not a Cyclops that's really happy. It is actually the computer panel and the top of the tractor beam bit. And they go on this beautifully vacuum formed base. Now, this is exactly kind of the sort of thing, vintage feel we're looking for. And so Lee is going to come onto the show soon, which is really cool. We're going to have a little video done. Maybe you guys can send some questions, a little bit of a Q&A, and just talk about the process, because it is really awesome. Because a little while ago, I had an idea, and I was talking to a friend of mine about why don't they ever do like the playset. So Pride Displays was a really good one, which they did one and they had loads planned, and it was a really cool idea. And then they went bust, unfortunately, after the first playset. I managed to get 2 of those, and I've made a custom one, which I'll show off at some point with it. But, you know, I was like, oh, I don't think it'd be possible to do on a sort of efficient basis that you could make something as close to that, or, you know, and then forgot about it for a long while. And then suddenly, bam, here comes Lee Gregory with Paleetoys and has filled the need for plastic speed. No, that doesn't work. But this is a really cool. It feels solid. It's hollow but solid, if that makes sense. I can give it a good squeeze. Don't squeeze yours. I'll give it a squeeze. It's not like flimsy or anything like that. It's solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together, and then we're going to have another look at it. So, yeah, hopefully it will look really good when it's done, and I don't absolutely butcher Lee's great work with my giant butcher's hands. So, yeah, let's, I don't know, some kind of segue? Clever, witty joke. Ha ha ha! Ding. Right, this this is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. Look at this. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, this makes me so happy. Look at it. The tractor beam, and which is always good for direction on the Death Star, because I always think, like, how do you know where you're going, and like how many rooms are there, how many detention centers, tractor beams, and all that. It's got to be a lot. Just it looks great. Like, I've done the stickers. One thing I'll say about stickers are awesome. They're die cut as well, which means like they've already been, I think that's the word, die cut, which they've already been sort of cut out, so you can just peel them rather than having to use scissors, which I really appreciate. However, it does not change the fact I'm still really at stickers. So I've done the best I can. So if I've done them wonky, Lee, forgive me. But yeah. And also, if you want to make some extra money, if you provided a service where you put the stickers on before they get sent out, I would definitely consider paying extra for that. It sounds really stupid, but I would, because like I said, I am really bad at stickers. Some people, it's half the fun. I do like doing them. However, I do just get like almost a bit of anxiety that I'm going to put it in the wrong place, ruin the sticker, and then I don't have any replacements, and I'm screwed. However, I did all right on this one, I think. Did all right. I'll try to get the joins up on there. Yeah, these bits were the hardest bits probably to do, I think, because of trying to get them sort of in a line that I was happy with, and then cutting them to make them go right round and sort of use that, which is kind of good, because I think you could probably, I sort of debated if I wanted to do it slightly differently to the box, because the box has got like the suggestion on it and what you could do. However, there's no clear instructions about what you have to do with them. So with these ones, you know, I was sort of tempted to do something a bit different. I was going to maybe just do like a double thing around the base here, or I was going to put one down here on the flat surface. I don't know. I was still going nuts, and I thought, no, I should, for my first time, I should probably just stick to doing the stickers as it's done on the box. So I've done that. This was really nice and easy to put together. It was already, again, had the scoring in the card, so it folded brilliantly, and then it had a bit of sort of double-sided tape on it that was already there, clearly marked. So I could take that off, put that together, puts the cone on, it makes it all very secure. This, again, did really nicely. It's got the molded joints here, so that it sits in, just like the old play sets. It sits in really, good thing about it sits in really nice, but not too tight. Because again, I was worried about like a lot of old play sets, for example, especially cardboard ones, have a lot of, or even old board games, have like the marks where they get slotted into things, and the cardboard gets like lifted and double frayed and stuff like that. Whereas this has got like enough gap to keep it secure, because it's probably going to on a shelf. You're not going to be running around the playground with it going like, woo, spring break. But you know, it's got enough to be secure, but it's also got enough breathing room that it's not going to bugger the card. Because if you don't have the room to put this out the whole time, the box and everything, you can easily take this apart and put it in the box. That's the best thing about this in regards to like for space and collectors, because we all have limited space. And if you have unlimited space, then screw you, because I don't. So, but I do have limited space, but I'm going to have this out definitely for quite a while. But you know, the fact that you can sort of easily take this apart and re-unfold it and stuff, that does make a big difference, I think. That was really silly trying to do that one-handed, actually. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, because I don't know why I picked it up by the one part, the loose part. Who does that? This guy. This is honestly just one of those things where I think, like, people say, like, oh, you should move on from vintage. You collect what's there. There's the original run, and there's maybe some of the packing figures, like the Probot or the Dianoga, but that's your lot sort of thing. However, I'm a big fan of third-party Star Wars, as you know by my channel. If you've been on my channel for a while and seen the 4 videos I've done, I do intend to do more. I do apologise. I'm getting around to it, I promise. But this is one of the reasons that makes me really happy to be a vintage Star Wars collector. But even a vintage Star Wars collector who's still buying new things, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's nostalgic. It's well made. It's made with love. As cheesy as that sounds, it's made with love. Which and you can tell that the attention to detail, and you're probably thinking, like, has this got any official ties?
Oh, well, is that one of mine?
No. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with Disney or Lucasfilm or anything like that. But I think it's okay. People will say, like, oh, you're using an intellectual property, blah blah blah. Yes and no. It's fan pieces. You know, this isn't made to make loads of money. This is made to fill a need for collectors. It's to celebrate the hobby, to share in the enjoyment of it. And I think you can see that in the quality of this and the attention to detail, because you know it's Paleetoy design. It's not necessarily just Kenner design. It's Paleetoy, which is a very specific thing. And you should see some of the other things he has listed, like that he's got like in the works. Thankfully, this one seems to have been a really big success. I can see why. There's a variant coming out because he did a prototype in like a bright red, like proper old school, like bright red plastic base, and I think that's going to have a small run. There's a limited second run of these, but some of the other stuff he's got planned. Just genuinely can't wait. And I mean, my bank account's going to be very upset, but I actually think these are really reasonably priced for the fact that these are all like handmade and just. Yeah, I'm just happy. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words because I'm genuinely that sort of like nostalgia filled. And it's funny because obviously my age, despite the hairline, would you believe, I'm not actually from the era where these first came out. I was born in 1990, so I grew up with effectively the Power of the Force 2 stuff and vintage because they were what was around. I'm from the Bantam era, you know, so my expanded universe stuff was all the books, like the Thrawn, like Heir to the Empire, Shadows of the Empire, which I'm a very partial fan of, you know, big fan of Shadows. So, you know, I at one point just didn't know what the vintage stuff is. So when I used to find random bits, it used to get me so excited. And now when I got a bit older and I had the Tom Arts price guide, I think it was, me and my mum discovered that there was, you know, the difference between like Paleetoy and Kenner. Like there wasn't just the same things, and there were some things that were in some countries and not others. So then I started looking into Paleetoy more. Then there was a really good documentary on the BBC a little while ago about Paleetoy. Got me really excited. And I was like, I actually really want to start picking up some of the Paleetoy stuff. You know, which will make my partner really happy. But this is something new. This is new Paleetoy. And I believe a couple of the people involved in Paleetoy have actually seen these and given like their really big sort of props and high fives and everything. So that's what better compliment can you have? I know Lee's going to have a stall at Echo Base Live, Echo Live, whatever it's called, in October, which is a really good event in the UK. I don't know if I'll be able to make this one annoyingly, but like I said, we're going to get Lee on the channel soon anyway to have a little chin wag. So you're probably thinking, like, what can I put in this playset to make it even more awesome? Let's put some figures in, shall we? Right, I'm going to pop it there for the moment, which is just out of view, I know. But, a third-party playset should have some third-party figures in it, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? I think so. Let's see what we can do. Bippity-boppity shoop. Like I said, so I've got some third-party figures in this thing, and it just looks awesome. And I'm like snuck around here because I just think it's really good to get up and personal with these figures. Now, you're wondering what figures I've got in here. I've got some Stan Solo here. This is the Stan Solo one, because the difference is, you can tell, it's because this Stan Solo actually delivered this to me. It wasn't like another company which just take your money and don't send anything. So we've got the Shadow Trooper, the R5, and him from Stan Solo. We've got from Procustoms this unproduced figure from Droids, Admiral Screed, I think it is, which just fits really well in with just your Imperials, which I really like. And of course, there is no other option for your Obi-Wan Kenobi and Death Star other than the next 17's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just looks absolutely banging on this box art. Yeah, look at it. Look at it! Look at it! I do have other figures I probably would have been better suited, but everything's a bit packed up at the moment. So weirdly, most stuff I always have to hand is my third-party vintage Star Wars stuff because I love it so much. It just fits in beautifully. It's a great little playset. You know, you can redo everything. I do think you know, the good thing about the big squares is they're kind of big enough to fit the feet, like the feet of a vintage figure on without a stand. It is easier with stands, especially on the surface I've got at the moment. It's not very level, and because obviously it's a shinier plastic, which is good for cleaning and keeping, you know, dusting and stuff like that. But I do think it'd probably be better with stands, and you could do more with in regards to surface area stands. But if not, if you don't have any stands, not a big deal. Like I said, the big squares are actually sort of big enough perfectly to fit the 2 feet comfortably inside of your action figures. Like I said, we got the bits here, and you really can go and go unset. I'll just knock Obi-Wan off, and there we go. The tractor beam was never disabled, the Falcon never left, and the A New Hope were turned into No Hope. The smash hit one-off film which didn't spawn any sequels. It's just awesome. It's so play worthy. There's just so much to do. It displays nicely. Can't wait to get some lights on sort of around it, which is going to be really awesome. I'm unbelievably happy. I'm glad I had the opportunity to get one. I'll put the links to Paleetoys in the description. Please do go check it out. It's an awesome playset. And also put the details of all these guys where I got all the figures as well, because the figures make it. And this is what I mean by like loving third-party Star Wars, right? So this all looks so vintage and none of it is actually technically vintage. But it's about that aesthetic. It looks great. It feels great. It's all made with love. It's all made by people that just really want to continue this part of Star Wars legacy on. And I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a a small part of the market. Don't think it's, I don't think it's going away anytime soon, which I'm really glad. My wallet isn't, but I am really glad. I'm just really happy. So thank you for Paleetoy for giving me a third-party display place to put all my third-party figures. So yeah, so I've been Ryan Speaks Geek. I don't know why I'm suddenly talking like Bob Ross all of a sudden. We're just going to put a nice little playset over here. And, oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that very calming and soothing? But thank you very much for watching. I am Ryan Speaks Geek. I'm going to keep going and playing with my playset. Bye!